Okay. So in the last class, we talked about how to work with a web application in terms of setting the text and clicking on the button. So in this class, we'll work on how to work with drop down. Okay, we'll work on here only in the script only. So let's open the mortgage calculator. I have given recording permissions to all of you. Let me know if anybody else to get it. Yeah. So we have a drop down here, right? So we have a drop down here. So let's say if I want to work with an element, what are the two steps which we have to do? Can somebody tell me? So if I need to work with a web element, so there are two steps which we need to achieve. What are those? So how do we perform an action on the element? Yeah, please go ahead.
Inspect the element and
Okay.
according to the like tags like ID or tag or any class name or name,
Uh-huh.
we select that and
Mhm.
according put that in.
Okay. So what are the two steps? Yeah, I agree with you, but there are two automation fundamentals which I given the notes in the last class. Can somebody repeat that? What are those two things? There are some automation fundamentals which I have given in the yesterday's class. Can somebody repeat them? There are two fundamentals. If you want to perform an action on the element, so you have to do two things. What are those? So no one taken the notes yesterday. There are many things which we are going to learn going forward. So if you forget them, no Amir, no sister. There are two automation fundamentals which I mentioned in the yesterday's class. So if you want to find if you want to perform an action on the element, there are two fundamentals which I told. Find the web element and perform the action. Yeah, that's correct. Thanks, Sridhya. Yeah, you have to do locate, you have to inspect. So yeah, you have to do many other things, but I want these two fundamentals. Okay, if you want to perform an action on the element, the only thing first you have to do is you have to find the element and perform the action on the found element. Okay, so these are the two fundamental steps that we should remember. And moreover, I recommend to take notes. Okay, yeah, these are very important. So if you're okay to repeat the videos again and again and able to remember the things, that is fine, but otherwise I recommend better to take the notes. We can also save the not time. Let's say if I ask a question and if you could able to answer immediately, we can move on fast. So otherwise, so the delay will happen. And moreover, I'll not ask any other questions other than what I have explained. I'll not ask any other questions what I have given in the notes, because I know I'm giving the complete information. and knowing that information, keeping that information should be enough. I'll not ask anything else, I mean anything other than what I'm going to explain. And I'll ask the straightforward questions. So when I give in the notes, I'll give the question and answer. Okay, I'll ask the straightforward question on that. So if any one of you have taken the notes on the previous day, you could have able to explain it, easily and fast. But at least I recommend to take the notes. Again, it's up to you. Okay, so let's work on. Let's say I wanted to select, August. I want to select August. How we can do this? Okay, so this. Okay. So let's inspect the element. First, you need to find the element. If you want to find the element, right? If you want to find the element, you need to inspect and find out the locator. So can somebody tell me what locator we can use it here?
ID.
Okay, there is no ID here. Am I right? Is there any ID in here?
But there's input ID equal to start here. So
Okay, let me ask you a question. Tell me what are the different locators are there? Quickly, can somebody tell me what are the different locators are there?
ID, name,
Okay.
class,
Mm-hmm.
CSS,
What else?
extra.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is the highlighted tag here? What is the highlighted tag?
Name,
Highlighted tag. What is the highlighted tag name?
select,
Select. Okay. So in this select tag, what are the locators are available?
name,
And any other locators? Any other locators other than name? So one is name, and by default, everyone has to tell tag name. I'm not sure why you guys are not telling that. Okay. So tag name is something by default is available. One is tag name, and the other one is name. Okay. So let's find the element. Driver dot find element. By dot name. What is the name here? The param start month. Let's take that one. Month element, right? Now, so let's take that month element. Can somebody tell me, is there any method called select? So we have send keys, right? We have send keys, and we have a click, right? We have click and clear. But do we have any method called select to select an item from the drop down? Yes or no? Do we have any method called select to select an item from the drop down? No. So that is the reason I said working with the drop down is a a different concept in Selenium. Okay, so to work with the drop down, we need to create an object for the select class. We need to create an object for the select class, and to this select class we have to pass the, while creating the object, we have to pass the web element object. You need to create an object for the select class, and you have to pass the web element to its constructor, right? And using this object name, that is select month, using this object, that is select month, you can select an item. So to select an item, there are three ways. You can select an item by index. Okay, select by index. So January start with 0. January is nothing but 0. February is 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I want to select August, I should give the index 7. Okay, it is an integer number. So there is another approach. Select month dot select by visible text. Okay, visible text. So let's say August. If you want to select August, so what is visible? AUG is visible. Let's give that one. As shown in the web page, A is capital, AUG. So there is one more approach. Select month dot select by visible text. Sorry, visible text, which we already did it. Select by value. Okay. So if you want to select an item by its value, you have to expand this tag. You have to click on this button. Okay, plus button. Then you can see. So August is a text. Okay, August is a text. It has a value, right? What is that value? The value number is 8. Select by value, and the value here is, see, for the August, this is the text. For the August, this is the text. Okay, and this is the value. What is the value here? 8. Okay, so that is what I passed here. There are three ways. Either you select an item by index, or by visible text, or by value. Okay, so let's use any one of them. You can use any one of them. Right? So let's run this program and see what happens. You can see that it has selected August. Let me run once again. You can see that it has selected August. Okay, please take this so anytime if you want to work with the drop down, make sure you have to follow this procedure. You have to first find the element and create an object for the select class, and to which you need to pass the web element object, right? So with the select class object, right, you can able to apply these methods: select by index, or select by visible text, or select by value, any of these three methods. So please take this code up to here and let me know once you are done. Between, if you have any questions, we can discuss. Please let me know once you are done. Okay, so if anybody is pending to take the notes, please take it from the chat box later. Okay. Yeah, so we'll move on to the next one. So remember, it is only applicable for drop down. So click setting the text. Now these are all very straightforward. Only when it comes to the drop down, so directly you cannot handle the drop down. So first you need to find the element and you need to create an object for the select class. And with that object, you can able to invoke these three methods, any of these three methods: select by index, select by visible text, or select by value. You can choose any one of the method to work with the element. So let's work on and one more thing is you can maximize the window. To maximize the window, you have a method called driver.manage dot maximize window dot maximize. So this statement you can use to maximize the window. Driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. So this statement you can use to maximize the window. Okay. And if you want to close the window, so you have opened the browser and you perform some actions. At the end, if you want to close the browser, you can use driver.close. So driver.close is used to close the browser. There is one more approach, driver.quit. This also can be used to quit the browser. Okay, so there could be a interview question on so what is the difference between driver.close as well as driver.quit? What is the difference? Okay, so close is used to close the currently whatever the window that is opened, which will be closed, whereas quit is used to close all the windows that are opened by Selenium. Okay, so whatever the windows which Selenium has opened, quit will close only those windows. Okay, so there are times you might open Firefox window manually. You might have opened some Firefox and Chrome and then Internet Explorer, right? So you might have opened some browsers, and Selenium has opened some two other browsers. But when you say quit will close only those two browsers which are opened by the Selenium. Whatever the browsers which are manually opened by you will not be closed, because Selenium does not aware what are the browsers that you opened manually. Okay, so this one thing you have to remember. Many people will be often very confused on this. So quit will close the browsers which are opened by the Selenium, and it will not quit any of the browser that is opened by you manually. So that's the reason I specifically mentioned windows that are opened by Selenium. So please take this one this one, and this one. These three statements. These are the basics: how to maximize, how to close a window, right? These are the basic concepts. Please take these three statements.
So these are all same for any browsers.
Any browser, doesn't matter on which browser you're working on. It will close the browser. If you open the Chrome, it will close the Chrome. If you open the Firefox, it will close that Firefox. You can use any one of them. Either you use driver.close or driver.quit, but not both of them at the same time. So please take these three statements and let me know once you're done.
And also applies to any kind of iOS or Android or anything. The same.
Android is a mobile, no? So which is not belongs to Selenium. Selenium works for only web application.
I mean to say like Mac or iOS.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, it doesn't matter which platform you're using. Yeah. So if anybody to take it, please take it from the chat box. The next one is navigation. Navigation example. Let's take the same thing. I copy the same thing from the previous code. So whatever we are discussing, these days on Selenium, right? So it is to know how to work with application. So we had to write the automation framework and we had to write the test cases. Okay, so whatever we are learning these days, it is to understand how to work with the application. So driver dot navigate. So when you say driver dot navigate, which will give you a navigation object. Okay, using this navigation object, navigate dot to, you can say to. It is to open the URL. So if you want to open the URL, you can use a driver.get. That is one approach. And the second approach is you can also use the navigate.to. Navigate is an object for the navigation class. Okay, so you can do this way. This is another approach of opening the URL. So you have to create, you have to get an object for the navigation. So how do we get the navigation object? By calling the driver.navigate. When you call the driver.navigate, you get the navigation object, and using this object, you can invoke to the method to, which will open this particular URL. Basically, navigation is used to perform the browser operations. You can remember, navigation is used to perform the browser operations. What are the browser operations? So opening the URL, clicking on the forward, clicking on the backward, clicking on the refresh. Okay, so refresh, backward, forward, opening the URL. These are the browser actions or browser operations. Okay, so let's see how do we do that. So this is the application which will be opened when you say navigate.to. Okay, so let's click on manual testing. I'm going to show you how the browser browser controls can be automated, or browser controls can be executed from our Selenium code. Okay, so first click on the manual testing. So this is a link, right? So this is a link. If it is a link, you can directly copy the link text and you can use the locator link text, which will find the element and gives you a web element. So the moment you click on the manual testing, okay, so this is what appears. Okay, so what we have done so far, we have opened the URL, right? We have opened the URL. So from the URL, we clicked on the manual testing and we are in the manual testing page. Okay, so from here, if I do backward, if I click on the backward, where the flow goes. So when I open the URL, you'll be in the home page, right? So from the manual testing page, if I do backward, where it will go? From the manual testing to the the opening page. Am I right? Home page, right? Agree?
Yes.
Yeah. So now I clicked on the backward. I gone to the home page. Now if I click on the forward button, where it will go?
Manual test page.
Again, it will go to the manual testing page. Okay. So from here, if I refresh, I clicked on the manual. It will go to, when I say forward, it will go to the manual testing page. So if I do refresh, what happens?
Stays in the home page.
It will be in the same page, right? It will be in the same page. Refresh means it will be in the same page. The same page will be refreshed. The page will not change. The same page will be refreshed. So let's do these actions. So when I click on the manual testing, I'll be in the manual testing page. Navigate dot. If I say back, it'll go to the home page. From the navigate from the home page, if I say forward, again we'll go to the manual testing page. And if I do refresh, it'll be in the same page. Okay, correct now. So right now I'll be in the manual testing page. When I do click, I'll be in the manual testing page. From the manual testing page, if I do back, it'll go to home page. Okay, and if I do from the home page, if I do forward, it'll go to manual testing page. Okay, from the manual testing page, if I do refresh, I'll be still in the same manual testing page. Is that clear what I'm trying to do here? From the navigation from the navigation object, you can able to invoke 4 methods. One is to, back, forward, and refresh.
Sudhir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Before you wrote this web element manual testing, you wrote something else, like driver dot the line for the driver dot find element.
Line number
18.
driver dot find element, and we are finding the element by using the link text.
In the starting, you wrote driver dot find element, then you wrote the web element manual testing equal to driver dot find element. Is it like that way you wrote?
See, this is what I have written. Am I right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this is the finding element.
Okay.
Okay, so and find the method find element returns a web element object which I kept in manual testing variable.
Okay.
Okay, so now you have to observe it very carefully. The execution will be done very fast. It opened the home page. It clicked on the. It is going to click on manual testing. Observe, it will be clicked on the back button. It has gone to the back. It is again gone to the home page. It will be clicked on forward. Now it came to manual testing. It will be refreshed now. Okay, the page is refreshed. So if you are not so clear what is happening, I can add some thread.sleep to slow down the execution. Thread.sleep can be used to slow down the execution. Whenever thread.sleep is executed, the flow goes for sleep. Whatever the seconds we have given. Okay, here I am giving 3 seconds. 3 into 1000, 3000 milliseconds. So you have to give the milliseconds to the sleep method. 3000 milliseconds is nothing but 3 seconds. The moment thread.sleep is executed, the execution goes for wait for 3 seconds, goes for wait for 3 seconds, or goes for sleep for 3 seconds. For next 3 seconds, nothing will be executed. Okay, so generally it is to slow down the execution process. Now you can try to observe. Home page opened. You clicked on the manual testing, you are in the manual testing. Back button is clicked. Forward button is clicked. Refresh is happened. Okay. So navigation is basically used for, you can take this point. It is navigation is used to perform the browser operations. Okay. So what you have to do is, please take this one, so 1 2 3 4 5 statements. Please take all these 5 statements and let me know once you are done. Okay. So you can also do this way, So driver dot navigate instead of, see, you know that driver dot navigate returns an object, right? Driver dot navigate returns an object. Okay. So directly instead of storing the object to a variable and from that variable invoking the to or back or forward, okay, you can also simply say like this. This is also people will be doing it. Navigate dot back, right? Driver dot navigate dot forward. So this driver dot navigate returns an object. From that object, you are calling the to method and then back, forward, something like this. This is like this also you can.
Hi, Sudhi sir. Actually, I'm unable to record the session. Can you please give me the permission?
Yeah, sure, Princey.
Thanks.
Yeah, given. Yeah, these 4 things I have given in the chat box. Please take it from there. The next very interesting thing is about alerts. We'll take some break after this alert example. The first 3 lines of code is absolutely same for any example you are trying to do. So let's look at this one. Yeah. So this is an alert, right? This is an alert. So when I click on the show prompt button, when I click on this button, an alert is opened. So what are the different elements are available in this alert? Can somebody tell me?
Two click buttons and one text.
Click on what?
Text box.
Yeah, click on OK, click on cancel, send keys, setting the text, that is nothing but setting the text and getting the text of the alert. What is the text of the alert? Here it is, what is the best web QA tool? Okay. So these are the actions that we can able to perform on the alert. So if I want to click on OK button, can somebody tell me what should I do? I need to click on the OK button. What are the 2 automation fundamentals here again?
Find the element and perform the action.
Find the element and perform the action. If you want to find the element, you have to have a locator. How do we get the locator for an element? If you want to get a, by inspecting, exactly. Okay. So if I want to inspect, what is the, what is the procedure?
Right click and inspect.
Okay, so let's try to right click. I'm doing the right click. You can observe it here. I'm trying to do the right click. I'm unable to see any inspection here. So inspection of an element works only if it is a web page. For a web element, which is part of the web page, you can able to inspect. For a web element, which is part of the web page, you can able to inspect. But this is not a web page. Alert is not a web page. Okay, alert is not a web page. Alert is not a web page, and these elements are not web elements, and you cannot inspect them. Alert is nothing but it's a Windows alert. It's a Windows related alert, which is Windows related alert. and which you cannot inspect. So that is the reason we have a topic, alerts handling. That's the reason we have a topic called alerts handling. Okay. So remember, alert is it's a Windows alert. First one, you cannot inspect the elements in a alert because that's not a web page, and that is the reason we work on. There is a separate topic on the alerts handling. Okay, is it clear so far? You cannot find the element and perform the action here in the alert. The reason is, first of all, you to find the element you need to have a locator, and you cannot inspect the element. If you cannot inspect the element, how do you get the locator? Okay, is it clear? Any questions so far? Okay, next thing is, if an alert is opened, you cannot perform any action in the background. Okay, for example, I want to click on the show prompt button. You cannot do that. As long as the alert is opened, the background is disabled. The background web page is disabled. You cannot perform any action on the background web page. So if you want to get the access of your web page, if you want to gain the access of the web page, you must have to handle the alert. You must have to cancel or okay the alert. Then only you can able to get the access to the web page. Is that clear? Any questions? Okay, so now we are going to discuss how to handle the alert. Driver.manage.switch driver.switch. By invoking this statement, by calling this statement, you will be getting the alert object. By invoking this statement, you will be getting an object for the alert, an object for the alert class, you can say. So by invoking driver.switch2.alert, you will be able to get the object for an alert class. Okay, and alert class has many methods. We'll see one of them. No, we'll see all of them. Alert.accept. If you say accept, I'll click on the OK button. Alert.dismiss. If you say dismiss, I'll click on the cancel button. Okay, so before you click on either OK or cancel, okay, so you can send the case. This particular alert has a text field, send case. So let's say Selenium QA tool. And also this alert has a text. If you want to get the text of an alert, you can say alert.get text. Okay, and you can print the text if you want. So first you are getting a control to the alert, and with the object you're getting a text of the alert, and then you are setting the text, that is Selenium QA tool, onto the text field, and then you can click on either accept or cancel. Okay, either OK or cancel. You cannot do both the operations at the same time, so I'm clicking on the accept, which is nothing but clicking on the OK button. Okay, so let's run the code and see what happens. the execution goes very speed. So again, I wanted to keep some thread dot sleep. Okay, so thread dot sleep has to do, and I mean, there's nothing to do anything here. Okay, other than slowing down the execution. If you don't want to slow down the execution, you don't need this at all. Okay. I think I need to change the URL. So always copy the URL. Always copy the URL from the browser. So you have opened the web page. Okay, you need to click on the show prompt, right? Then only the alert will be opened. So let's work on clicking on the show prompt, which we have missed to do. It has a ID button prompt. Okay, let's take that. So if alert has to be opened, first you have to click on the button, no? That we have not done. Is that ID? Yeah. Okay, fine. So let's run the code now. Let's run it once again. You can see that it has clicked on the show prompt and the alert is opened, and it has entered the text Selenium QATL and clicked on the OK button. Okay, so everything has happened. And the execution goes very speed. We might not able to sometimes see what is happening. Yeah. So that is how you have to handle the alert. So other than getting the text, sending the keys, and accepting or dismissing the alert, there are no more other methods. Okay, and you must have to handle the alert, otherwise you will not be getting the control of the web page. Until unless you handle the alert, you cannot do anything with the web page, because the background web page will be disabled. So we must have to handle the alert. So please take these statements, whatever I tick marked. Okay, and let me know once you are done. Please take the notes. If you have any questions, we'll discuss after your notes. Yeah, sorry for the disconnection. Does everybody take in the notes? Yeah, please take the notes and then take a small break. Take a small break. We'll connect at 9. Yeah, okay. So we'll connect at another 5 minutes. Okay, 9:13 we'll connect. So from now it is 9:08. We'll connect at 9:13. Please take a 5 minutes break. We'll connect at 9:13. Yeah. There is one more topic. I hope everybody back. Okay. Yeah. So let's look at this frames concepts. A window is divided into 3 sections. Am I right? A window is divided into 3 sections. A window is divided into 3 sections. So using the frames, you can able to divide the window into multiple sections. Okay, frames is a HTML concept. If anybody wants to take the notes, please take it. Frames is a HTML concept, is used to divide the browser window into multiple sections. Okay, you can have 2 sections, 3 sections, you can have a number of sections, and every frame is nothing but every section can load its own content. Okay, so please take the notes. Please ping me once you're done.
Hi, Sudhir.
Yeah, hi man. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. Actually, I just came back. Uh,
Yeah.
I was not too clear about the alert, and just wanted to discuss like what is the business example we will be using alert with Selenium. Like in what circumstance? What is the practical example we can say that? I'm sorry about that. I should have asked earlier.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, not a problem. So let's say you take a application, okay, where you are adding multiple products. Let's take e-commerce application. So you are adding some one product, two product, three, okay, and in between you are trying to delete one of the product. So when you click on delete, it will show an alert. So you are trying to delete a product. Are you sure you want to delete it?
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, some scenarios. Okay, such kind of scenarios. So yeah, so when the alert comes, you have to handle the alert. Otherwise, you cannot perform anything else. As long
Yes,
as alert is open, you cannot perform any actions on the web page because that is blocked by the alert.
correct.
So you must have to handle the alert, and to handle the alert, so we have driver.switch2.alert, which gives you the alert object, and using the alert object, you can able to invoke the methods of alert class.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so let's work on those frames. So these are the 3 sections. So what we are trying to do in this example is we are going to enter, and then we are going to enter some value here and then here. Okay, so this is what we are trying to do. Just give me a second, I'm getting one call. Okay, sorry. So let's take a class, new class, frames handling. Take the main method, copy the 3 lines of this one. Driver dot get, you have to pass a URL. So always copy the URL from here, from the URL. Okay, so now you need to enter the value here. Okay, so if you want to enter some value here, let's inspect the element, and it has a name, that is fname1. I'm trying to enter the value in the first name text field. Right, it has a locator name, that is fname1, and we all know that find element returns a web element object. It is a text field, so you clear it first, and then you can send the keys. Okay, so let's say I wanted to enter A. The first name is A. Okay, so let's try to run the program and see what happens. Okay, the window is open and the page is loaded. It has thrown some error. Let's see the error. It is saying that no such element. You're trying to find out an element with the locator as name, that is fname1, and it says that no such element exception. The exception, it is saying no such element exception, and the error, the exception reason is no such element, unable to locate element with the given locator, that is name, and with the given locator value, that is fname1. Okay, so what could be the reason why it is failed? Any guesses?
Because of the frames.
Of course. So generally, it is very important. In the interview also, they will ask a question. So in what situations you get no such element exception? So the same exception we got today, no such element exception. Why do we get no such element exception? In what situations we get no such element exception? Any any suggestions? Does anybody aware of it? It is very much clear. You're trying to find out an element, and Selenium is telling that the element is not available. It's very much clear. The exception is very much clear. You're trying to find out an element, but Selenium is unable to find out that element. What could be the reason? Did not find the locator? Probably, yeah, could be the right one right answer. So when you get no such element exception, you have to start troubleshooting. You have to start investigation. So where is the problem? Why it is occurring? The first thing that you can think about is, am I giving the right information? I'm not sure. Have you given the element information correctly? When I say element information, is nothing but have you given the locator information correctly? Have you given the element locator information correctly? So what is the locator which I used? Name, and whose value is FNAME1. Let's make sure that. Sometimes small spelling mistakes also will gives you such kind of errors. So this is the name, the locator is name, and the locator value is FNAME1. Okay, the first one is valid, everything is perfect. So the second thing you can suspect about timing issue. So what if you're trying to find out an element? You're trying to find out an element. So what if the element is not loaded? You're trying to find out an element, but the page itself is not loaded, and the element is also not loaded. If the page itself is not loaded, so how come the element will be loaded? So sometimes your internet might be slow. Sometimes the application might be very busy. It might not be responding. It is not loading the page. The elements are not loaded. If the elements itself is not loaded and you try to find out the element, it will fail. Is that clear? Any questions? Second one, any questions? You agree, right? If the element is not loaded, so certainly driver.find element will will fail to find the element. Okay. So to avoid the timing issue, what we can do is, generally what people do is they use thread.sleep. Okay, let's give 5 seconds. So I'm giving 5 seconds sleep, so that I can before I find the element, I'm giving 5 seconds sleep, so that I am ensuring that page will be loaded in that 5 seconds. Okay, the flow comes like this. You open the browser, you load the URL, and when it comes to thread.sleep, you are waiting for 5 seconds. In this 5 seconds, you are assuming that the page will be completely loaded. Okay, so generally 5 seconds should be more than enough to load a page. Okay, so let's run the code. If it is a timing issue, the issue should be resolved because we are giving 5 seconds sleep to ensure the page is loaded completely. But still the problem persists. Right? Still the problem is persisted. So if the element, if it is not related to locator information, and if it is not a timing issue, then the third suspect is that element might be in frame. Okay, it could be either element locator is invalid, the element locator that you have given is invalid, or it could be of a timing issue. If these two are not the reason, for failure, then the third suspect and the last suspect is that the element might be in the frames. Okay, the element might be in the frames. So how do we handle if the elements are in the frames? How do we handle if the elements are in the frames? So that is what our topic today. So try to inspect the element. Okay, so this is your element. Slightly go up. Try to go a little bit up. You can see a frame. Can you see that? The element that you are trying to find out is inside a frame whose ID is, what is the ID?
FA.
FA. Okay, so now what you need to do is, before you find the element, you have to switch to the frame. You can switch to the frame by three ways. There are three ways to switch to the frame. One of the ways is you can pass either ID or name. You can pass either ID or name. Fortunately, we have ID. I'm passing the ID. You can also pass name or ID, anything you can pass. Okay. So once you switch to the frame, now you are inside the frame. Once you switch to the frame, now you will be inside the frame. So inside the frame, when you are inside the frame, you can able to find out the elements. Okay. So let's try to run the program and see what happens. So if you know that the element is belongs to a frame, if you understand that element is inside a frame, okay, you must have to switch to that frame to find out or to work with that element. Now you can see that it has entered A. Okay. Similarly, work with other elements. Name is fname2. This time enter B. Okay. And whose name is fname2. Okay. Now switch to the frame. So you can switch to the frame by using, as I told, by using ID or name. So this ID is FB. You can switch to the frame by using ID or name. So we have ID. We can switch to the frame by using ID. Or you can also switch to the frame by using index. Okay. So index, you can say 1. The index will be 1. The index starts from 0, right? 0. This is the, if this is the 0th one, and this one will be the first one. 0, 1, 2. The index starts from 0. Similarly, let's work with the other element. So in the interview, they will ask you, what are the different ways of switching to the frame? You have to tell. We can switch to the frame by using ID or name, by using, and by using web element. Let's inspect the element, third one. It has fname3. Okay, it has ID FC. So we already work with switching to the frame by using ID or name, and we already work with to the frame by using index. So let's work with switching to the frame by using web element. So how do we get the web element? Can somebody tell me what is the procedure to get the web element? If I want to get the web element, what is the procedure? What code I have to write? If I have to get the web element, right, what code I should write?
Web element, name of the element equal to driver dot find element by name.
Exactly. No doubt. You're right. Okay. Web element frame3 equal to driver dot frame is also a element. Frame is also a web element. By dot. It has a ID. What is ID? What is the frame ID? FC. Okay. You can switch to the frame by using web element. Frame3 is a web element. Okay. So let's run the code and see what happens. Okay. Something is failed. A is entered, but B is not entered. Why it is not entered? Let's see that. It says no such frame. It says no such frame. No such frame exception. Very important. Very important. I don't know how do you remember it. I don't know how do you want to remember it. You can take a note or you can remember it. So it's up to you. So why we get no such frame exception? In the interview, they will ask you, so in which situation you get the no such frame exception? The error is very clear. The exception is very clear. It's very clear. You're trying to find out a frame and that is not available. It's saying that no such frame, no such frame. You're trying to find out some frame, but which is not available. So which one you are trying to find out and why it is not available? Okay. So we switch to the frame FA and we find the element, we cleared the text and we enter the A. Up to here it is fine. Okay. So if you clearly see the exception, frames handling .java 20, this is your code. So this is where the exception came. You're trying to switch to the frame 1, but that is not available. You're trying to switch to a frame which is not available. That is why it is given the error. So the reason is initially you switch to the frame, right? Initially you switch to the frame 0. Okay. Initially you switch to the frame 0 or it has a name that is FA. Initially you switch to the frame 0 and you entered A, and you done with this frame. Once you're done with this frame, did you came out? Did you came out from this frame?
No.
We have not came out. We still in the frame 0. Okay, we still in the frame 0 or we still in the frame FA. But from this frame, you are trying to switch to another frame. Does this frame has any other frame inside it? Yes or no?
No.
Does this frame have any frame inside it? No. So you are in frame 0. From the frame 0, you are trying to switch to another frame, but there is no such frame. Frame 0 does not have any more frames inside it. What we're supposed to do is, once we're done with the frame, we should come out of the frame. Okay, once you come out of the frame, from the root of the browser, you can able to switch to any other any other frame. From the root of the window, you can able to switch to any other frame. Okay, but we are not coming out of the frame. That is a mistake we are doing. So for that, what we have to do is driver dot switch to dot default content. The method default content is to make sure to come out from the frame. Okay, so once you are at the root of the window, you can able to switch to any other frame without any trouble. Okay. Okay, you keep default content whenever you're done with the frame. Once you're done with the frame, you make sure you come out of the frame by calling this default content. Okay, so once we are done with the frame B, we are coming out of it. Okay, once we are done with frame C, we are coming out of it. Okay, let's run the code and see what happens. You can see A, B, C, right? Everything is done. So what you need to do is, all of you, please take this one, and this one. There are 3 ways of switching to the frame: by using name or ID, by using index, by using web element. Okay, so please take all these things. And once you are taking the notes, we'll discuss about if at all if you have any questions. Okay, any questions? I'm done for today.
So Sudhir, where like you have HTML pages, I think you have made them. So where can we
Yeah,
practice these things like
yeah,
in
I'll
web?
share that once. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I understand. I'll share that. Yeah, once again. Yeah, between any other questions? I'll give one assignment. You can do it later. Okay, so I want all of you to fill all this page. First name, go to the facebook.com. Go to the first facebook.com. So where you can enter first name, surname, mobile number or email, new password, select the day, month, year, select the gender, click on sign up. Okay, so this is what you need to do. By next week, I want the code from all of you.
So what about that buttons, male or female ones?
That also. It's a button, no? It just click. It's a radio button. Either you just click on female or male.
Okay.
Okay, so those are looks like a radio button. It's just a from the Selenium we just click on it. I'll share the links. I'll share it on the WhatsApp only so that it will be there. I'm not sure whether all of you got these links. I'm sending it once again. This is the Java link. Okay, please go through it. You can also able to download the entire Java as a zip file. Okay, so here you can see materials, example code, all those things. And another one is Selenium. I'm giving the link once again. I can keep it in the Selenium. Okay, yeah. So here somebody I think you asked me, right, where I can get the HTML files. You can see it here. This is the alert HTML file. These are the frames HTML file. What you can do is, once you access this folder, click on this. Okay, not this one, sorry. Click on this down button and download it. Okay, as a zip file. So selenium.zip will be downloaded. You extract it and you can able to access all these folders. I'll send links in the WhatsApp. Please go through them. Okay. Yeah, fine. Let's do the assignments on the Facebook sign up page and send me the code by end of before the next class we connect. Okay, I want to see the code from all of you. Yeah, thanks everyone. Let's connect on the next Saturday to discuss about more topics. Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks everyone. Yeah, please do not forget to do the exercise on Facebook sign up page. I want to see the code from all of you. Okay, if you face any problem, please ping on the Selenium WhatsApp group so that others can help you. Thanks everyone. Take care. Bye. Any questions before I leave the meeting?
Yes, Sudhir, just wondering, like how many more classes we will have on Selenium?
We'll be completing by this month.
Sorry, but like 4 more classes or?
Not exactly, but I'm planning to complete by this month. Surely it'll be done.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so probably another 3-4 weeks max.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thanks everyone. Take care. Bye.